This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I'm in the midst of is it a midlife crisis yet?
Sure. I mean, it depends on how long you're going to live.
Yeah.
You're not going to live much past your early 70s. Right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if you die in your early 70s, people, people are going to be sad, presumably. But they're not going to be like, oh, gone too soon.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I guess nowadays. But they wouldn't be as heartbroken as like if you died as a teenager. Then
Maybe.
they'd be like, oh, gone too soon.
Yeah, before you could turn into a good person.
Right.
I'm talking about me
Okay.
as a teenager. If I died as a teenager, I think they would have been like a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
Like he could have straightened things out.
Yeah.
Could have figured it out.
If you died as a teenager, they probably would have put how they can like print pictures on a tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
They probably would have printed like Chex Mix on your tombstone. They would have been like, old Tim, he loved Chex Mix.
I did love Chex Mix. That's why I was overweight, Tom.
And that was kind of all we knew about him. That was,
He loved Chex Mix, and he was like meaner to people than he deserved to be.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of room to put on a tombstone.
Yeah. Well, he loved Chex Mix. The picture of Chex Mix would convey that, and then
a picture of you being mean.
No, just words. You could put words on a tombstone.
Yeah,
Actually,
but you can only make them so small.
No, he was mean.
Okay, yeah, sure. If they edited it down.
Yeah.
Most tombstoneries have
They'd leave my
an
last
editor
name off
on
too.
staff.
Just say Tim. He was mean.
Yeah, no years.
No.
And a picture of Chex Mix, a grayscale etched Chex Mix in there.
Tom, you know what Keanu Reeves thinks happens to you when you die?
I do. I heard this the other day.
Stephen Colbert asked him, right?
Yeah.
And it went viral. It went viral on the internet, Tom.
Yeah, well, that's what happens nowadays. You
He
say
said-
something profound, everybody wants to
It
hear
was nice. What did he say? The people that love you will miss you?
Yeah. He
That's
was
nice.
like, I don't know. All I know is that the people who love us will miss us.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, God.
A good man.
What a nice thing to say, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I was on the subway over here, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw a bunch of guys that were like 10 years older than me, I would say. Probably mid to late 40s.
Right.
Schlubby white guys with beards
Mm-hmm.
that, wearing like hoodies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, crap. I got to change course.
Yeah.
And there's my midlife crisis. I gotta straighten up and fly right.
So wait, what does that mean? Just not being so schlubby, not wearing.
I'm gonna start doing things, Tom. I'm gonna start taking care of myself
maybe those
a little bit
guys
better.
maybe they were on their way back from
these
free climbing or something.
No, these guys were like looking for. Do you have Yola Tango's fake book on vinyl first pressing though at some record
They asked
store or
you?
something?
Oh.
Yeah, no, they
They
were
were
coming
asking
back
people
from
on the subway. This is
Yeah.
weird panhandling.
Yeah. Anyway, I need to change my life and be a better person. And I think the way I can do that is by looking to the world's ideal man,
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves,
Yeah.
star of stage and screen.
Yeah, he was in Hamlet.
Tom, we'll get to that. He was in Hamlet a freaking lot.
Oh, okay.
That guy is obsessed with Hamlet.
Yeah. Well, it's a good play. That's probably my favorite Shakespearean play. I mean, not like I have a doctorate in Shakespearean studies, but there are people out there that know more than me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say Hamlet and then Romeo and Juliet.
What about Macbeth?
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, no, I just made that one up.
Oh,
Tried to trip
okay.
you up.
Well, you almost got me.
Hamlet stinks.
No, Hamlet's good.
Oh, he goes mad. It's tragic.
Well, you've never seen Mel Gibson perform it, Tim.
That's true.
Yeah. No, I think
I wasn't allowed to. I got tickets and they wouldn't let me in with my Jewish wife. They were like, Mr. Gibson made it very clear.
This was he made a movie. I don't think he ever performed it on stage, and certainly not recently. You fool. Yeah. So Keanu Reeves, though, the world's best man. John Wick 2 in theaters now.
No, John Wick 3.
John Wick 3 in theaters
Tom,
now.
I don't
John
even
Wick
know
2
these movies.
available on home video.
Yeah. VOD, they say now.
VOD.
Video on demand. You know what? I think it's kind of BS that you can just, once a movie's out,
Demand it.
you can demand it anytime. You had to go to Blockbuster and ask for it in my day.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something cool about going to Blockbuster and being like, oh no, it's Friday night. I hope the new release is still there.
Yeah, but
And-
it sucked when it wasn't.
No, then you find something else. Then it's then it's Weekend
sometimes-
at Bernie's again.
Sometimes you would get to Blockbuster on a Friday or Saturday night, and it was fucking slim pickings. There was not a lot, and you were mad that
I feel like Blockbuster recognized this and course corrected, and they were like, you know what? When the new movie comes out, what are we talking about? Titanic? No, not even Titanic. Strange Days comes out.
right.
They're like, okay, we're gonna have 70 copies, and they're gonna have the red covers, not the blue covers,
Right.
and we are
It's
not
gonna be a one-night
effing
rental,
around.
right? 1 night or 2 night rental.
They took the length of the movie, they built in 2 minutes for you to rewind it.
Right, and then they knew where you lived already, so they
and
knew how long it
calculated.
took you to get
So they were
home.
like, be back here in 2 hours and 36 minutes.
yeah.
Bring us back.
Video release. I defy you. What was it? There was some recent movie, some movie that's been out of the theaters for a couple of months now. That was like, oh, I meant to see that in theaters. Like, let me see when that comes out. On home video. It is impossible to figure that stuff out because nowadays, and every movie seems a little different. Some movies will release on Blu-ray before they're available digitally.
Yeah.
Some will be on digital before Blu-ray, and then most, it seems like, they're available on digital, but only to buy for a few weeks, and then you can rent it. But somebody like,
but they don't want you to know when it will be available to rent, so they're just like, yeah, no, Mission Impossible Fallout. Is that the latest one?
Yeah.
It happened to me, and it was like, oh, you can buy it for $17.99. Yeah, but when can I rent it? I don't know, but you really want to watch this movie? You can buy it right now. It's less than $20. I don't see what your problem is. It's like, cool, I'll just rent it for $3.99 when it comes out. Yeah, but who knows when that'll be? It's the 21st century version of the Disney Vault, and I hate it. I'm sick about it.
I bought you that for your birthday, by the way.
What?
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
For real?
Yeah, I'll give it to you later.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
An early birthday present. I hope you didn't buy it. I hope you didn't fall for this.
Wait, a physical copy?
Tim, it's a physical copy, but it also has a digital redemption code.
Tom, you are a great man. Not Keanu Reeves level.
Well, I'm aspiring to get there, and this was step one. So you have not seen John Wick Part 1 or John Wick. Sorry, I'm too excited. John Wick Chapter 2 or John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. With each one, they get longer.
Yeah, why would they add Parabellum?
I don't know. Just call it John Wick Chapter 3 and be done with it.
Yeah, or John Wick Revolutions.
Just John Wick, more John Wick.
Yeah, or the John Wick.
Ooh. Did you know that when the movie was in development, it was called Scorn?
Scorn.
Yeah, because he's kind of scorn.
Scorned?
Scorn, not like scoring.
No, he's been scorned.
He's been scorned. He's been scorned.
And now he is scoring.
And now
scorning people.
Yeah, and now he's scoring.
Scorn.
Scorn people.
Scorn is an awkward word to say. I'm glad they changed it to John Wick.
Well, the reason why they changed it was because Keanu became attached to the motion picture. He had a lot of. He brought.
You're using industry terms.
He worked with the screenwriter to juice it up a little bit, and then he brought in the directors. The directors, only one director's credited on the first one because of like DGA rules, the Directors Guild of America.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm using all this
This is
insider.
ripped from DeadlineHollywood.com.
This is right from Variety.
Wow. What skiing is Boffo?
So it was the first time directors, and they were
Attached to the picture?
Yes, but they were his stunt coordinators. That's
Are the directors
Yeah.
of a movie?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know how to put film in the camera.
You know what? He went to them again. Such a nice guy. He went to them to pitch to them like, hey, I'm attached to this screenplay. You guys should come and do the fight choreography. But his secret intention was to convince them to direct it. Which, like, you would think it would be the other way around, that he'd be like, oh, I'll dangle this really nice job in front of you. But like, really, I just want you to, I'll tease you along with that. And I'll be like, oh yeah, no, another director.
It was a
signed on.
virtuous switcheroo.
Yeah.
Virtuous switcheroo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which he was like, oh, I didn't want to go and ask them to direct it because they might have said no. Where it's like, no, I think he had to convince them, no, you can be directors. You're good at this stuff. I know.
Man, what a great man.
What a great man. But as he was going around, talking to, I guess to get other people on board and finance and stuff, he just started calling it John Wick because that was the name of the protagonist who he was playing.
Oh, that's why it's called John Wick.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
now maybe I'll see this movie.
Eventually, they were like, "All right, yeah, let's just call the movie John Wick."
You were trying to get me all jacked or all juiced for this for this episode. You made me watch some clips of John Wick.
Yeah, murdering people.
Yeah, and you know what? Look, I think Keanu Reeves is a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it.
Didn't seem like it in these clips.
I don't care for that much violence in films. Like, I think this is why I gravitate towards the Mission Impossible fallouts of the world, where it's more stunts and there'll be some hand-to-hand combat, but I don't want to see people getting, like, stabbed in the throat or shot 3 times in the abdomen and then in the face over and over again. It just seems... human life is worth more than that, Tom. Even these...
not these scumbags. They deserve it. They're begging for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
They killed a dog.
One
they
of
killed
them
his
killed
puppy.
a dog.
Yeah, and then all of them went, hoo, 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 hoo. All the henchmen. You know how henchmen are.
Yeah, well, they have to. They'll lose their jobs. You don't laugh when your boss kills a tiny dog.
Yeah, it's a puppy.
Yeah.
It was not only was it a puppy, it was a puppy given to him by his recently deceased wife. His wife was dying of cancer, and so she knew her time was coming
and
to a close.
she's giving him gifts?
That's how nice she was.
Wow, even nicer. She's as nice in the movie as Keanu Reeves is in real life.
Exactly, and that's what made him, so angry because he had such a nice wife and she did such a nice thing. She gave him... after like the funeral, he gets home or whatever. Maybe it's like a few days later, and there's like a delivery, and it's a puppy, and a note from her about how, I'll
put my soul into this puppy.
No, nothing that extreme. It was basically because he gave up his life as a hitman to be with her. Wow. And
John Wick's a great man too, huh?
Yeah. And she knew. I'm kind of assume John Wick is based on Keanu Reeves' life.
I don't think Keanu Reeves was a hitman, Tom. He was born in September 1964 in Beirut.
Okay, well, what? Hitmen can't be born in Beirut in 1964?
No, I was just giving you a little background on him.
Okay.
It's stuff I knew off the top of my head about him. I didn't know that we were going to be talking about him today.
So he's 55?
Yeah, well...
He'll be 55.
Yeah.
Crazy. He looks great.
Does he?
Yeah, he does look great, Tim.
I don't know ages anymore.
If you saw him
I don't know what people... Like, I think someone passing away in their early 70s is too young. I think Keanu Reeves looks about 54.
Nah.
But I don't know. I don't know what a 54.
Now,
what does
now
a
I'm wondering.
54-year-old in 2019? What does the average 54-year-old look like?
Now I'm wondering how old these men were that you saw on the train. Maybe they weren't, 45.
They could have been
men.
70.
Talking about vinyl records.
I was only imagining what they were doing.
Oh, okay.
though. Yeah, they weren't actually talking.
Maybe they were.
They had far too much disdain for.
Maybe they were after big band records.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Ooh, we have to go get a first pressing of our favorite big band album."
And who would that be, Tom?
Dizzy Gillespie and somebody else or something.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, his wife, she knows what he did. That he used to be a hitman, but he gave all that up. And she was like, "Oh, I'm dying, and I feel like, once I'm dead, this is gonna be bad for you. You might go back to like that bad life you had of being a hitman. So I'm gonna give you a puppy to help you keep your humanity."
Right.
But then, you know why his dog gets killed? Because some jerk off wants to buy his. Sorry, I get heated about it, Tim.
I know.
Alfie Allen.
Well, come on.
What? That's his name.
Yeah, that's a crappy name.
Well, that's the actor's name.
Oh, the actor's
Yeah,
name?
it's Lily Allen's brother, Alfie Allen.
She wrote that song about him.
About Keanu Reeves?
No, about Alfie.
Oh.
You know that song Alfie by Lily Allen?
I don't really know Lily Allen's work that well.
Well, I don't know much about Alfie Allen.
He's in Game of Thrones, and he's in John Wick 1.
Right.
I don't think he's in 2 or 3. Spoiler warning.
All right.
Because he gets killed.
Okay. Tom, now I'm not going to see the film.
Alfie Allen sees John Wick's car. He's like a mob guy's son.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, he sees his car at a gas station. He's like, "Hey, I want a nice car. I want to buy your car." And
Alfie says that?
Yeah, and John Wick's like, "It's not for sale." And he gets like real mad about that. So he decides to go and take the car and then kill John Wick's puppy because the puppy was barking.
Right. These mob bosses' sons. They're
See,
entitled.
that's what I like about this movie is
that
I don't like
he's
the
not
mob.
an AJ Soprano kind of, "Oh, I'm just going to cry about the state of the world."
Yeah, no.
No, this guy takes action. This Alfie Allen.
No, he's like a mob kid, but he's also like a spoiled freaking brat.
Yeah.
He's always used to getting what he wants.
It's kind of like AJ Soprano, I guess.
So then when he doesn't get what he wants, he throws a temper tantrum and kills a dog.
Tom, how did we get here? I
But
came here to
then-
record an episode and you're breathlessly recounting John Wick to me. How is this entertaining
He goes,
for anybody?
well, it's about to get because then he goes to John Leguizamo.
Oh, the
and-
pest?
Yeah, Pest, the original Pest. And he's like, "Hey, like I need you to,
Luigi?
Yeah, Luigi Mario. I need you to like, soup up this car or whatever." And he's like, "Where'd you get this car?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Where'd you get this car?"
This is an offensive...
What? And then he slaps him. He slaps this guy, even though he's
John Leguizamo slaps Alfie Allen?
Yeah. And
Alfie Allen's playing himself?
No.
Then why'd you call him Alfie Allen?
That's
I guess
his
you called
name.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
But you've been calling Keanu Reeves John Wick this whole time.
Right, because his character name is easier to remember. It's right in the title.
Yeah, that's true. That's why he did it.
And then he tells him like, "Ooh, you mess with the wrong dude." And then the rest of the movie is just John Wick relentlessly killing everyone in his way to kill Alfie Allen.
Yeah, does he do? And he does it.
He does. Yeah, he does the hell out of it.
Great. I mean, if you're a fan of
Extreme
brutal
violence.
murder, yeah.
I am.
I'm not, Tom. I'm a pacifist. I'm a great man. I would think Keanu Reeves is a pacifist.
I think he is in his personal life, but he can separate reality from fantasy.
Well, a lot of people can't, Tom.
Well, that's not Keanu Reeves' fault.
That's true.
So yeah, he goes and kills everybody.
You saw this in the theater?
Oh, yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Did you see Chapter 2 in the theater?
Ooh, yeah, I saw Chapter 2 in the theater.
Are you going to see Chapter 3 in the theater?
Ooh, I got my ticket on Friday morning. I'm going to go see John Wick.
With who?
Just me.
Alone?
Well, I'll have 4 dimensions with me.
Oh, wow.
I'll
When you say Friday morning,
Uh-huh.
when most of us are at work,
Yeah.
you'll be in a moving seat at what time?
Later in the morning, 11:30 a.m.
Okay. That's still earlier than you've been up all week?
No, I get up early, but it was like there was a deal, and I want to get the ticket.
I think that's perfect, Tom. If I didn't have a place to be, I would go to morning movies all the time, especially opening day.
I think when I went to pick my seat, every seat was available, so it might just be me. Maybe Keanu Reeves will come though. Maybe he'll be like, "Oh, I haven't seen this picture myself yet."
Do you think he calls them pictures? I think he calls them flicks.
I haven't seen this flick myself yet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think he probably uses both interchangeably. I bet he would say that, but then at the end he would say, "Oh, did you like that picture?"
Yeah, I think what he would do is he'd assess, he'd look into your eyes and be like, what does this guy
right.
call
yeah,
movies?
I
want to get on his level.
Yeah.
He's an empathetic dude. I love him.
Yeah. Who? Me or him?
Who?
Are you being Keanu Reeves when you say that?
No.
Oh.
I Tim, love Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Well, join the club. It's got 7 billion people in it. Tim, I know you. You're a busy guy. You don't have time to go to the post office.
All these things are true.
You don't have time for traffic or parking or lugging all your mail and packages. It's a real hassle for a guy like you. That's why you need Stamps.com, one of the most popular time-saving tools for small businesses. Stamps.com eliminates trips to the post office and saves you money with discounts that you can't even get at the post office. Stamps.com brings you all the amazing services of the U.S. Post Office right to your computer. Whether you're a small office sending invoices, an online seller shipping out products, or even a warehouse sending thousands of packages a day, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, just hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. They're a no-brainer, Tim. And right now, our listeners can get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale.
Tell them about the scale, Tom. You love talking about this scale. I swear to God, every time we have Stamps as a sponsor, we stop recording the ad, and then you hit stop. We stop recording, and you go, "Man, I got to tell you that scale is phenomenal."
Look, I've had one of these scales for years. It's great.
Asked me, you're like, "Do you want to borrow it?"
Yeah, because otherwise, how are you going to accurately mail things? You're going to I don't know, it weighs about this much. You have no idea. You need this scale.
All right,
and you can get it. Without any long-term commitment, but I think you get to keep the scale, to be honest with you. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in guide. That's Stamps.com, enter guide.
All right, enough about John Wick, please.
Oh, God.
We have a great man to talk about.
There can never be enough. You know they're making a TV show about John Wick called The Continental? It's not about John Wick, but it takes place in the world of
cool.
John Wick.
I love when they just build universes because
you know what?
People.
It's actually a little disappointing because there's a hotel in the first John Wick that you said more about John Wick, right? There's a hotel that's like a assassin hotel, like a hitman hotel.
Yeah. And
it's like sacred ground. Nobody can kill each other there. So it's like a safe place. And it's really cool. And in the second one, they like explore the lore a little too much.
That stinks. Yeah.
And it's like, but now you're introducing like questions of how this would actually work.
Yeah.
And now it's like a little, I know you've given enough information about it that now I don't understand how this could possibly exist in an otherwise very grounded world. So that's actually the one disappointing thing that they've And that's what like this TV show is supposed to be about, like the hotel. And it's like, the hotel was so cool. And then you guys explain too much, and now it stinks.
Tom, Keanu means cool breeze over the mountains in Hawaiian.
Yeah. What a cool guy.
What a great man. Tom, if you can guess how tall Keanu Reeves is exactly, when it comes out, I will buy you the John Wick trilogy on Blu-ray.
5'11".
Ooh, 6'1".
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense.
He's almost
Nice,
as tall as you.
guy.
Yeah.
I could look in his eyes when we meet.
Tom, as a teenager in Toronto, Keanu Reeves worked as a manager at a pizza restaurant. Oh, I'm sorry. This just in, a pasta restaurant. A step up from a pizza restaurant.
Well, in your opinion.
Well, you know.
I would argue not.
Less cheese, probably better for you.
Who cares?
Tom, I like Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves.
Right.
I think he used to get far too much crap.
Yeah.
For being like, oh, he's just a dumb guy. He's he just goes like this. Whoa, in movies. And it's like, he's playing characters, you idiot. Like, yeah, Ted Theodore Logan, like, is an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And Neo from The Matrix.
Yeah. He's like kind of an idiot in the beginning.
Yeah, he's just like a blank slate, an empty vessel almost, right? I've never seen The Matrix.
You've never seen The Matrix?
No, Tom, I don't live in bullet time. I live in real time with Bill Maher.
Well, you should try The Matrix.
Yeah. The thing with The Matrix was everybody explained it like they were a stoned college kid.
Yeah.
The
like,
machines,
we're in the Matrix, man.
we're asleep, and all of this is just a dream that we're having, and we're feeding the computers, man. And to me, I just thought, yeah, that's not that crazy of a concept to me, or the fact that reality is just some.
Well, it sounds like you've broken free from the Matrix.
Yeah, Tom, I did it when I was 6 years old.
You've already swallowed the blue pill?
No, the red pill, right?
The red pill wakes you up.
It stinks that
that got co-opted by the worst people in the world.
Yeah. Oh well. But I think it swung too far the other way now, where everybody is just like, Keanu Reeves is the greatest man who ever lived. Man, there's never been anybody better than him. Like, he seems like a good man.
Yeah.
Here's why I think this is what I can gather, and you can fill in the blanks here. But is this? I
have a defense of it, but go ahead.
Is this why everybody thinks he was great? Well, number one, he rode the subway one time.
I didn't even know that.
Somebody
but wow.
had a picture
now
of him on the subway, and they were like, "Holy shit!"
I've seen a picture of Tom Hanks himself riding the subway.
Oh yeah, he was man-spreading though.
Yeah, and
he's canceled.
Jake Gyllenhaal rides the subway a lot too.
Okay, great.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, if he didn't, I'd be surprised.
I was at an event once with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. You know it's Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah, I was at an event with her once.
The prom? Did you?
Yeah, she took me to the prom.
Oh, she took you to her
prom.
A Hollywood prom?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Oscars.
Whew. Hollywood's biggest
prom.
night. Yeah. You remember when they used to call you know what? The White House Correspondents' Dinner. Remember when they used to call that nerd prom?
Yeah. Well,
it's like, all you ugly people, just get out of town.
Well, that's what they used to call the Oscars, celebrity prom.
Celeb prom.
Yeah.
So he rode the subway one time.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal fine. What have I ever liked him in though?
Donnie Darko.
Yeah. Which, my God, I am avoiding that film like the plague because there's no way that holds up in any meaningful way.
No, remember we went and saw the director's cut? It was like, oh, this thing sucks.
Yeah.
Like, this movie, again, was cool when it was like chopped into pieces, basically, and didn't make sense.
Yeah, you have enough ambiguity in something.
Yeah.
As soon as you put too fine a point on a stupid concept,
right.
It really pulls into focus. Like, oh, this is stupid. I shouldn't be watching this. This is dumb.
You see Nightcrawler?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. You know what my problem
This
with
is a good
Nightcrawler
performance from
starring
him.
Jake Gyllenhaal was
What?
in this Keanu Reeves episode? They were like, oh yeah, the local news loves this
Yeah, it didn't really
this
make
video of crimes being committed. It's like this is not a thing that exists
No,
in real life.
they have to blur all that out.
Yeah, this isn't an actual economy that exists.
Yeah. But I kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like in a world where this was the thing,
Right.
that would be interesting. Number 2,
Mhm.
why everybody thinks Keanu Reeves is so great is because
Yeah.
he was sad in that picture, and then he was
Yeah,
a good
the
sport
sad
about it,
Keanu meme.
and like he didn't freak out about it.
No, he was like, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah. And the third thing is, and this is the best one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't verify that he gives a lot of his money away to people.
Yeah, apparently that's also the case. I have other examples though. There are a lot of like, it's almost like every week on Reddit, there's a picture of somebody who runs into him in a bodega or something, and he happily takes a picture. And then recently there was a thing.
If that's all it takes, I'll take a picture in a bodega to be the most beloved man in the world.
Well, that people want to take a picture with him. That's part of it. You have to get to that point first.
Yeah, I guess it would be a burden. If anybody ever wanted anything from me and I had the ability to turn it down,
Right.
or
you
say
would,
like,
you would
do
just
you know who
revel
I am?
in that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Now,
And who are you?
he was recently on a.
I'd do the David Spade. And you are, right? David
Yeah.
Spade in 1995.
That's, yep.
Bye-bye. That's what I'd say to them.
They'd love it. It would be even better. They'd just post on Reddit. I ran into Tim and he said, "Bye-bye."
It was hilarious, man. First he said, and you are?
Right. I loved it. It was so much better than a picture. No, he was recently on a plane that got diverted to like a different airport. And they're all, not all, but there's a handful of cell phone videos that like he was the one that like coordinated everybody. Like he got the information of like what was going on with the flight.
Yeah, who wouldn't listen to him, though? I bet the pilot was like, look, they're all going to be mad at me if I say we're going to this whole
I think it
different
wasn't
city.
diverted. I think it was like a connecting flight was canceled.
Okay, well, that's even better. The
The
pilot,
gate agent.
the smartest person in the world was like, well, they will freak out if I tell them this. If I
Keanu Reeves, you convey the
yeah, and they'll feel honored that
Right.
Keanu Reeves is like.
But
If
most-
Keanu Reeves could come in and tell me,
But most celebrities in that situation would be like, "Hey, I'm famous. Fix this for me."
right.
Not like, "Hey, what's going on?" Oh, okay, all right. I'll go and convey that information to everybody. So he's got like everybody in a circle, and he's explaining why the flight was diverted or wherever. Like he's doing their job basically of like, yeah, it's not really their fault. There's bad weather in Cleveland, so that's why they were grounded here. Blah blah blah. And then like he organizes a van, and everybody
Like
goes
at the end of Home Alone?
yeah. And everybody goes together, including him, a guy who could very easily be like, even then, like, well, that van's for you guys because I'm a nice guy, but I'm still a rich guy, so I'm going to take a limo. No, he's in the van with them.
Wait, did this happen, though?
Yeah, I saw the video.
All right. It wasn't part of a film?
No, it was not part of a film. You didn't. I mean, at the very end, he shot a guy 3 times in the groin and then hit him in the throat and then shot him in the head.
Yeah, why? This is my problem with John Wick. The scene. Why didn't he just start? He'd save a lot of bullets. Yeah, stock.
Well, you saw it one time he ran out of bullets, and the guy was kind of like, "Ooh," and he was like, "Oh, I have to reload my gun." And he reloaded it, then he shot the guy in the
Yeah,
head.
I know. You know how I know that happened? Because you were watching it so intently, and you went.
He ran out of bullets.
You
Look.
went, no, you just went. Ran out of bullets. Just matter of fact.
Well, you know,
Just saying what you saw on television.
Look,
Ran out of bullets. Thanks, Tom.
you know what? That I have to watch the John Wick movies by myself because the whole time I'm like, it's the kind of, you know what? I could do like the like what do they call it for like people that have impaired sight, or like the like action readings or whatever. That's what I'm doing.
John Wick walks across the room.
Yeah,
and
I'm
picks
like,
up
oh,
a
John Wick.
phone.
He's picking up the gun now. What's he gonna do with it? Oh, he shot that guy in the head. No, he shot that guy in the head too. Oh, another man looks mad that John Wick shot those two guys in the head, but no, he shot him in the head now as well.
I saw an article today
Mm-hmm.
that was like, if you haven't seen John Wick 1 or 2,
You're a dumb asshole.
we'll catch you up so you can watch the third one. And I'm considering going to see the third one, and I can't imagine a world in which I'd have to read a primer of like, oh yeah, let me figure out what the plot is here.
Yeah, no, it's his puppy died, and he just started killing people, and that's just that's led to more problems.
Where you seen this, Union Square?
Yeah,
I think I might try to duck out of work and
come see it, man. Have you seen a 4DX movie yet?
No. I wanted to see Mission Impossible Fallout in 4DX. The thing with 4DX, they keep them in the theater.
They got to rotate them
for
out
like 1 or 2 days. It's
I might go see Avengers Endgame in 4DX tomorrow, just because it'll be the last day.
Yeah. Well, did you see it originally in 4DX?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, tomorrow is Thursday, so 3 hours in the middle of the day. That's as good a use of that time as any.
I'll bring my laptop.
Are your credit card bills keeping you up at night?
None of your beeswax.
Interest rates in the double digits? Tom, we've been there. I don't like that. It does keep me up at night when I have credit card debt. I don't like it. Well, guess what? You can be smart and pay off your credit card balances with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream, Tom.
Okay.
You can get a fixed rate as low as 5.95% APR with autopay. Tom, 5.95% APR.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's
you
better than
figure-
any credit card, I think.
No, way better, Tom. You could save.
I don't know every credit card in the world, Tim,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm just
know.
being
I'm just-
cautious.
Okay, I appreciate your cautious attitude.
It's better than any credit card I've ever seen.
Yeah,
That I can attest
right.
to.
You can save thousands of dollars in interests. You could get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, and there are no fees, Tom.
Okay.
It's Lightstream. Did I mention that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to save even more money,
Sure.
our listeners get an additional interest rate discount. Remember when I quoted that interest rate earlier?
Yeah. Which is already great.
Yeah, and I was like, man, this is great. Lightstream knows what they're doing. And they're like, guess what? Complete Guide to Guide everything, listeners. I forgot the name of our show. The Complete Guide to Guide listeners. You get more. They chop that down even further. But the only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/complete.
Okay.
That's lightstream.com/complete. Tom,
Yeah.
Lightstream. Stop staying up all night worrying about your credit card debt. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50% auto-pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/complete for more information.
You're supposed to say that part fast.
I know, I can't really talk that fast. Keanu Reeves, Tom. He's been in a lot of movies.
Cool Breeze Reeves.
A lot of flicks.
Yeah. And
A
some
lot
of
of
the greats.
pictures.
So you've never seen The Matrix. I was late to The Matrix. Like, I think I didn't see The Matrix
Missed
until
the first 10, 15 minutes. I missed the first 5 minutes of Kill Bill 1.
And
It wasn't my fault.
The next two movies didn't make any sense.
It's like, who's she trying to kill again? And why?
No, like I don't think I didn't see it
catch
in-
her name. I thought maybe they said it in the first 5 minutes.
I don't think I saw. Yeah, I didn't see The Matrix till it came out on home video. And since you were talking about a Blockbuster before, that was a big home video release because that was the first time.
They had bullet time on VHS, I remember.
Oh, absolutely, it was. But that was the first time. Before then, when videos came out on the way they would kind of window things before was new movie on VHS was $100. So only rental places would buy. You couldn't buy it anywhere
Right.
else. It was $100.
Unless it was Home Alone or Jurassic Park,
Right.
when they were like, we can get the home video market here.
Right.
Yeah.
And even then it was like, yeah, and you're gonna buy it at like the supermarket. That's where they're gonna have stands to buy Home Alone on VHS.
For like probably $35-$40. I don't think it was
expensive.
like $15-$20.
But there weren't really, even if you went to electronic stores, there weren't really like video sections. Everybody rented videos. Nobody really bought videos. And a big reason was
heady times, man.
New releases you could only buy wholesale, and they were $100. And The Matrix, or at least that was the case for DVDs at the time. And The Matrix was the first DVD new release. So it's like, nah, it's $30, whatever.
Right.
And that was a huge seller and a huge mover for DVD players. So that was the first movie where a lot of people saw it and said, oh, that's a movie I have to see on DVD, the best quality possible.
Yeah. I got a
time.
DVD player for Christmas. I was an early adopter.
Yeah.
And Christmas morning, like 1999 or something,
Yeah.
I gathered my family around after we had opened the presents.
Uh-huh.
And we watched American History X.
Well, what a great! I wasn't aware that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's now a tradition.
Yeah. It's still in black and white. What the hell?
Yeah, it's like It's a Wonderful Life.
Mom and Dad, return this. I thought it was going to be in color if I bought it on DVD. Yeah, so the first Matrix, great.
It was actually a weird situation because it was a double-sided DVD, and I put the wrong DVD, the wrong side
so just
in
like the
first.
special features?
And it just started auto-playing the deleted scenes. So my family was there Christmas morning and just watching like 3 or 4 disjointed deleted scenes from American History X.
These
and
scenes
my
were
dad
deleted
was just
they
like,
were too violent or too racist.
Is this the movie? Yeah. It's very confusing. And then afterwards, I think my whole family was like, Tim, first of all, why did you ask for this for Christmas?
Right. Is it just as a device to play hate films?
I mean, the film had an ultimately positive message.
Yeah, but
Even
you wouldn't
if
know
the
that
dad
from just
from
watching.
Boy Meets World said the N-word so many times.
You wouldn't know that from just watching the deleted
No.
scenes.
Those were pre-reformed Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Keanu Reeves.
So the Matrix movies, first one's very good. The next 2 were not that good.
But what I heard, Tom, is that he took $80 million. He made $114 million for his work on in the Matrix sequels.
Mm-hmm.
He took $80 million of that and gave it to the special effects and makeup staff.
Wow.
Now, is that true?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it is. Like, I've never heard of other people doing stuff like that.
Yeah, but here's
I was
my
gonna
question.
say-
Does he have a savvy publicist?
No, I was actually going to say, I think one of the reasons why.
Does he have motorcycles? Yes.
Oh, we'll get into it.
Many motorcycles.
I was going to say, I think one of the reasons why he's endured as the, like, certainly the internet and maybe all of America's like favorite man, like the best dude, is that he seems very publicity shy about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And even when like something funny online, like the Say Keanu thing, or like this plane thing I talked about, like he's not
going on.
He doesn't lean into it.
He does, like he's happy with it out there, and
Right.
if necessary he'll but he's not going on Fallon
The
and
next
doing
night,
a
yeah.
sketch about sad Keanu.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I get it. Tom, he's a good man. He's a nice man. Remember when we did an episode of the show on Richard Marx, and then Richard Marx listened?
Yeah.
And then he was like, man, Tom, you're a good man. Tim, you're terrible.
Yeah.
Because I was saying bad things
Yeah.
about Richard Marx.
He threatened you with violence.
Yeah,
like
Richard
John
Marx, He's not going to listen to this. He's
No,
surely,
maybe he's listened ever since.
he
just
was
like,
listening. Like he listened within 12 hours of us releasing that
Yeah,
episode,
very quickly.
and got in touch with us right away. He was doing that because he doesn't have a lot going on, or as much as he did when he was. It's fine. It's fine. He seems fine.
You're poking the bear right now. You didn't learn your lesson.
But do you think Keanu Reeves is just a nice man, and we'll see? Oh, two gentlemen are talking about me. Let me listen.
I think he's very busy with the press tour right now.
Okay,
but it would not surprise me if, like, a few years from now, we hear from him. 'Cause
okay. I don't need to.
He goes through. He's got like a big back catalog, but he's gonna get through everything and write everybody a letter.
I don't want him to take it the right way, Tom. If he
right way.
No, take it the wrong way. If he hears that I was saying like, oh no, people think he's too nice now because they used to think he was so dumb.
You know what? He would be nice about it.
Yeah, I think he'd be like, I don't know, man. That's everybody has their own opinion.
I guess I have to think about that. I guess that's something for me to think about.
Yeah. Man, what a great man. You know how he's a good dude?
How?
Because he and Alex Winter remained friends. And Alex, he still speaks so highly of Alex Winter. And and I think they hang out all the time, too. Even though their careers took Alex Winter, what did he direct?
He's an accomplished documentary filmmaker.
Yeah. But he's certainly not the household name that Keanu.
No.
Which brings us to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure
and Bogus Journey.
The superior film. I don't know. You know how
both
people
very good.
You know how people were like, "Oh yeah, Pinkerton's so much better than the Blue Album." I like Weezer when they have an edge to them.
Yeah.
And then like a few years later, you're like, that was like common contrarian knowledge. But now, no, I think the Blue Album is actually stronger.
Right.
And then these jerks come in and be like, actually, the Green Album's really good. It's like, get out of here.
Nobody's talking to you.
Born in 1991. Go get a friggin' clue.
Yeah. I will not say which one is better. I will say that Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is absolutely one of the best sequels of all time.
Is there a better sequel?
I can't.
People
think
will be
of...
like, "Oh, The Godfather 2," but clearly neither of us have ever seen The Godfather 2.
I'm talking real movies, man.
Yeah.
What?
Legend of Curly's Gold? City Slickers 2?
That's true. They found a way to bring Curly back.
Yeah, his brother. Turns out he had a twin brother.
I'm still always partial to Back to the Future too.
Yeah.
For like kind of, subverting the idea of a sequel and like revisiting the first one. I thought that was super interesting. I like that a lot.
Can I confess something, Tom?
What?
I've never seen Back to the Future 2 front to back in one sitting. I think I've seen the entire film.
Right.
But I've never sat down and watched it.
Well, you should sit down and watch it.
I own it. I own the Back to the Future trilogy and the Godfather trilogy on DVD.
Well, but don't watch them on DVD.
Well, I did. I was an early adopter, Tom.
Okay.
I could have watched those Christmas morning. Either one of those would have been way more appropriate than American History X.
Both of those were probably like $100 each.
Yeah, I know. My parents waited an extra year to retire so they could buy me that Godfather box set that I never cracked open.
I have the Back to the Future trilogy on Blu-ray and digital.
I have it on HD DVD.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I recently bought, because it was like on sale, they had a Blu-ray of Back to the Future trilogy that included like the 2 or 3 seasons of the Back to the Future cartoon.
Ooh.
And I didn't open it. I returned it because I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm not going to sit down and watch multiple seasons of it. And I'm certainly not going to watch them more than once. I don't need this.
Actually, along those lines, Tom, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure spawned a Saturday morning cartoon show.
Yes.
In which Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter and George Carlin did their voices.
Reprised their roles.
for some garbage that was there to sell toys.
Yeah, but I think that was at the height of Saturday morning cartoons where they were splashing out money for celebrities. I think they had gotten enough angry letters from kids that were like, "Hey, that's..."
Kids wouldn't know. Did John
No,
Candy
I
do the
knew.
actual voice for Camp Candy?
I think he did.
He did.
Yeah, yeah.
How many episodes of Camp Candy do you think there were?
Are you going to say something insane that there's like 300 episodes of it?
If you guess it on the nose, I will buy you the John Wick trilogy.
154 episodes.
17.
Oh, that's it? What?
Yeah. I could just see John Candy being like, what am I doing this for? I got my initial payment.
Yeah, but still, it's like we come in for a day. That was during, so like Camp Candy and Wish Kid.
Starring Macaulay Culkin as a kid with a magical baseball
Right, and
glove that
he
could-
also did the voice, right?
Yeah, which
That
is
was
nuts.
during the like weird period of kids cartoons where I felt like, am I going crazy? This isn't an original property. Like, is this based on a movie I didn't
Yeah.
hear about?
That's true. But like, Tom, Bill Murray wasn't doing his voice in the Ghostbusters cartoon. They
No.
bring in Lorenzo Music for that.
But I think this was when, after all that kind of stuff happened, which Ernie Hudson auditioned to do the voice for Winston Zedmore in the Ghostbusters cartoon, and he was passed over.
Really?
Yeah, and he was super mad, understandably.
Ernie Hudson got a raw deal.
We've talked about it before on the show, but like the way the other Ghostbusters treat Ernie Hudson is disgusting.
Actually, I was reading an interview with Bill Murray today where he was talking about Ghostbusters.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I had a lot of fun making that movie, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Primarily because I just loved all the guys on the set. Danny Aykroyd, they put in parentheses. Ernie. Harold, Rick, and Annie.
Okay.
So in Bill Murray's mind, Ernie Hudson was second only to Dan Aykroyd.
Okay. Well, good for him.
Well, Harold Ramis kind of got the shaft on that one.
Well, he's talking about actors.
Yeah. Well, Harold Ramis was an actor in the film.
Who was the other guy you said then? Oh, I thought you.
Rick Moranis.
Oh, I thought you said Ivan Reitman.
Oh no.
Or I thought I always get Ivan Reitman and Harold Ramis
because they're both directors. Yeah.
And they're both nerdy. Like they both kind of look like Egon.
Yeah. That's true. Tom, for your birthday,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get you anything. But what I almost did, you know that Cameo website?
Yes.
I almost got Ernie Hudson.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing. I thought about it too late,
Uh-huh.
and it would have come after your party. And if you couldn't have had it on your phone and passed it around
right,
at your
then
party,
what good would it have been?
So
Love
sorry
Ernie
about that.
Hudson.
It was cheaper than getting Jose Canseco to do a.
Which wouldn't have even been as good.
Yeah, Ernie.
And you know what?
Ernie Hudson was like $65.
Hey.
Like, I'll put on a Ghostbusters suit and say whatever you want.
Hey, if there's a say paycheck involved, I'll believe anything you say. All right. So Bill and Ted. Oh God, all the Bill. Did you know there was a live action Bill and Ted TV show that did not star any of the original cast?
No.
It was on Fox, I think, after Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Right. Now, Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Was that just a Ferris Bueller ripoff?
I think so, right?
They wanted us to think that there was some Parker Lewis movie out there. Like they marketed it to us kids.
Like we
should have known who Parker Lewis was
Yeah.
going into it. And so I think we were playing along. I remember just being like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, Parker Lewis. Can't wait for this Parker Lewis. Yeah, I know one thing I know about him. He never loses.
It was a total Camp Candy
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they're making Bill and Ted Face the Music, the third Bill and Ted movie. No, I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm not gonna get too excited for it, but it's
First of all, it's stupid to get too excited for a movie.
no,
Because a movie will always let you down.
No, told you, Avengers Endgame did not let me down. John Wick 3 will not let me down.
Yeah, it just sucks.
I think maybe it's just 40X doesn't let me down.
Yeah. Hopefully, Bill and Ted Face the Music will be
in 40X.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they've got everybody involved from the original. I mean, not George Carlin, obviously, but like everybody else, the writers are back and everything. So I'm excited about it. The plot is, it's basically present day, and what the idea that the movies were founded on, which was Bill and Ted become the biggest musicians in the world and write music that unites the entire world in peace, didn't happen.
Right.
That's a fascinating idea for a Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't hinge too much on the fact that they eventually write the best song, because that always it's the Mr. Holland's Opus situation where they name the whole movie after it, and then they play the opus at the end, and you're left thinking, well, that wasn't that good.
Yeah,
that was his opus. That's pretty sad. Shit job, Mr. Holland.
That's always a problem with, I mean, shows like, what was it, Studio 50 on the Sunset?
Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
Like, they would talk about these sketches, and then you would see the sketch, and you'd be like, that's
the Gilbert and Sullivan parody totally would have flown in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, I remember the music in Bogus Journey being pretty good.
No, it wasn't.
The music in Excellent Adventure was also very good. You know what? Like, for what it is, for what it's claiming to be, it's good.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they're setting the expectation of, like, this is the type of music these guys are into, and then here's the song that they wrote that became a huge hit. And you're like, oh, okay, I can see that. This sounds like the stuff that they're into. The bee-wee-wee.
What's a better movie? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or Wayne's World?
That's a real Sophie's choice.
Because I remember reading, actually recently I read.
Two very different movies.
Two very different
but
movies.
Also very similar movies.
Yeah, Dana Carvey originally said to Mike Myers when he was cast as Garth. He's like, oh, I get it. So we're just doing Bill and Ted. And and he was like, Mike Myers was like, no,
Mike Myers slapped
it's different. Yeah, and I think Dana Carvey's ultimate point was like, oh yeah, and Mike Myers' genius made it different. But like, what are the fundamental differences in those characters?
Not much.
Yeah.
Like they're just guys that are kind of like airheads that are real into.
Don't get me started on Brendan Fraser and the rest of the airheads.
Just really into rock and roll music.
All right, we're gonna have to cut this short, Tom. So I'm gonna ask for your top 2 and bottom 2 Keanu Reeves films. And then you can talk about whatever you want also.
I mean, top 2 would be John Wick and probably Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I like Bogus Journey more than Excellent Adventure, but I really like Excellent Adventure. But I feel like Bogus Journey gave Keanu and Alex Winter more like room to kind of explore their characters.
You want to know my top 2?
Sure.
Speed. We didn't even talk about Speed.
And
Keanu
Speed.
and Sandy Bullock on a Bus, written by Graham Yost of Hey Dude on Nickelodeon fame.
Really?
He created Hey Dude and wrote Speed.
Man, what a fucking career.
Keanu Reeves did not do Speed 2, Cruise Control, because he wanted to tour with his band Dog Star, which we haven't even talked about.
Yeah.
The coolest thing about Keanu Reeves is like, I'm a bassist. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm not even.
It's
I'm sure
not
he
a
can play
vanity
guitar.
project.
I'm sure he could play guitar good enough to play guitar in Dog Star.
absolutely.
We were listening to some Dog Star earlier.
Yeah.
But he's
it was unrelated. I forgot that we were even doing it on Keanu. I was just playing some Dog Star while I was cooking dinner.
Yeah. It's perfect dinner time music. He wanted to tour with his band Dog Star, and he wanted to star in a production of Hamlet.
Yeah.
And he also turned down a role in Heat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Val Kilmer got the role. but it was offered to Keanu Reeves, and he instead opted to play Hamlet.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, in a
guy loves
789 seat theater in Manitoba, like some sort of
And up in Canada.
yeah.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves is a good man. He
Yeah.
doesn't care about money. He cares about Hamlet and Dogstar. playing bass in Dogstar.
The other best Keanu Reeves movie is Sweet November. You ever see that movie?
No, I thought you were going to say The Devil's Advocate.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a good one. You got Keanu Reeves. You got Al Pacino.
Yeah.
As
Keanu
the
Reeves
devil
took
himself.
a pay cut because they couldn't afford both him and Al Pacino.
Yeah, because he was like, well, we got to get Al Pacino.
So essentially, Keanu Reeves gave for The Matrix, you're like, I'm going to give it to the people, the unsung heroes of the movie.
Who are
And
really
then-
responsible for
and then,
this being such a huge
yeah,
hit.
Devil's Advocate. He's like, I'm going to give my money to richer than God, overrated, overacting old man. Oh, do you think Al Pacino's going to listen to this episode, though? And
I don't
Richard
know.
marks us?
Have you ever seen The Devil's Advocate?
Hell yeah, Tom.
Yeah. Man,
I've seen
that
The Devil's
is-
Advocate so many times.
Me too. Because there's nudity at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where
no, that's not why
the devil tells him to have sex with his sister or something, right?
Yeah,
To create like a new
honestly,
Antichrist.
I don't really remember much about it. It was on in a loop at my college.
Yeah.
You know how college has a TV
Oh,
station
yeah,
where
yeah.
they'll play movies
Mine
and
didn't,
stuff?
but yeah, I know of it.
Yeah, for some reason they played The Devil's Advocate all the time, and we'd just have it on in our dorm room all the
Yeah.
time because it was cool.
All those royalties were going to Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Boy, if you like Al Pacino, you haven't seen this movie, you haven't seen Al Pacino chew scenery like Al Pacino playing Satan.
Yeah.
Satan as
good,
like
though.
famously lived in Donald Trump's apartment.
Yeah.
That was Donald Trump's like dumb gold apartment that people make fun of nowadays. That was what they rented as like, where would the devil live in New York? He would live in this gaudy gold apartment in Trump Tower.
Worst movies that Keanu Reeves has been in. Constantine was the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life, Tom.
It's unfortunate because the character Constantine, it's a DC
It
character.
had nothing to do
It was originally
with-
a Vertigo character, DC character. Nowadays, is such a good character, and Keanu Reeves was super miscast as Constantine.
Yeah, I thought he was fine in it. The movie was, I think, 6.5 hours long.
It probably wasn't even that long, but it really didn't make sense. They were trying to like kind of throw everything at the wall with that movie. Yeah, it wasn't very good.
You ever see this movie? It was a TV movie from 1986 called Babes in Toyland.
No, I don't think so.
It starred Drew Barrymore, an
Okay.
11-year-old Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Also, Keanu Reeves. He played Jack B. Nimble.
Jack be quick.
Yeah, essentially, Drew Barrymore gets sucked into an Oz-like land.
Like fairy tales and stuff.
Yeah, it was
Rhymes.
shot in Germany. It was terrifying. The original cut is 140 minutes long.
Okay.
The
Almost 3 hour long.
yeah, the cut that's available that my wife made me watch because she liked it when she was a kid.
What?
Was 80 minutes long.
Okay.
Who knows what happened to the,
Yeah,
the extra
Jesus.
hour? But you know who plays the bad guy?
Who?
Richard Mulligan
Who's that?
from Empty Nest.
Jesus. I can't see him as a bad guy.
Oh, you got to see that. Everything about this is creepy.
Oh,
and
maybe?
it was-
Yeah. This
Oh.
sounds kind of up my alley. I'm
Tom,
gonna have to check this out.
no, that's what I thought when it was described to me.
I haven't
And
slept
after
since.
20 minutes, I was like, turn it off, turn it off. Drew Barrymore was 11 years old at the time of filming. By this stage, she was a regular at nightclubs, had been smoking for 2 years, and was just beginning a dangerous flirtation with alcohol that would later extend to marijuana and cocaine. It is alleged that she would spend her nights off hanging out with a rock band in their hotel as they were coincidentally touring Germany at the time. That rock band is generally thought to be Rod Stewart and his crew.
Ugh. Ugh.
Man, all those boomer rock stars.
They're all such scumbags.
And as soon as they start dying, we're going to hear the worst things about them.
Yeah, we're
And again, this is
already
alleged.
starting to.
I
but
just read that verbatim off of IMDb.com. I make no claims.
No,
that
but
this
I
is
guarantee if you like look up like Rod Stewart and his band,
true. Yeah.
like you'll find plenty of on the record disgusting things that happen.
I hope Rod Stewart doesn't Richard
Oh,
Marx
gee.
us on this.
Oh no.
Hey, if you're listening, do not tell Rod Stewart about this.
Yeah.
What about your bottom two the Keanu films? Oh, also I hated. You know what? I thought the Key and Peele movie Keanu was good.
Yeah.
I just hate and then the cat's voice was Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
When you do something like that and then you bring the person in,
Yeah.
it ruins it. It takes all the stuff out of it.
I don't know if Keanu. Oh, you know what I was gonna say. I don't know if he's ever made a bad movie. That's 100% not true. I will say I'll give some honorable mentions. Bram Stoker as Dracula.
Yeah.
I never saw the movie, but I played the game on Sega CD, which had a lot of clips from the movie that you would watch.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that good.
Okay.
That's a movie that him and what's her name?
Winona Ryder?
Yeah, that they claim like, oh, we got married on that movie accidentally. Like they hired a Romanian priest to do a marriage scene, and we didn't realize he was actually a priest. So like we kind of got married, and then they did a recent movie. That's where they brought up that anecdote. But I saw one of his most recent movies, Replicas.
Oh, yeah. He was in a bunch of movies last year
Yeah.
that I had never heard of. And
That's the weird thing about him. He kind of has like two careers where like he's doing, John Wick. He's a voice in Toy Story 4.
you weren't supposed to say that. Oh, you let it slip.
Oh, I let it slip?
It's supposed to be under wraps. Who told you that? Tim Allen? Your friend Tim Allen?
And like these John Wick movies, this movie's coming out this month, which is now summer movie season. We're a few weeks past. Two of Marvel movies have already come out in this summer
There's only
season.
4 more coming out this summer.
So we're neck deep in summer movie season. And a John Wick movie, they're expecting this to do Bafo BO.
Yeah.
But
The
he's
Replicas and Destination Wedding in Siberia. I really didn't get the
but he's still doing like the Bruce Willis direct to video stuff as well.
Why is he doing that? His net worth is $350 million, and I think he lives pretty modestly.
Oh yeah,
He just likes working, but go do some more Hamlet, buddy.
I think that's what I have to imagine that his agent is banging his head up against the wall constantly of no, don't do this dumb movie.
Or maybe his agent's like, no, do this movie. I need the
maybe, yeah.
I need the cash. These
but
agents, man.
But I think it makes him less
bloodsuckers.
It makes him less valuable when he's doing these weird. So I watch Replicas. Was one of those movies. It came out in South Korea 6 months before it came out here. So it was already
So
on.
you traveled to South Korea to see it?
No, but it was already on, illegal sites, like a Blu-ray version, a month before it came out in theaters here. I watched maybe 15 minutes of that movie, and I was like, nope, this is garbage. So the plot of the movie is that he's the head of a robot company. And his wife and his
So far, it seems right up your alley.
Oh, 100%. I watched
Keanu Reeves, head of a robot company.
It's also,
all right.
It's also one of those movies where the first trailer came out maybe 2 years before the movie did, and you're like, there's trouble.
Yes.
So yeah, he's head of a robot company, and his wife and maybe 2 kids get killed. And he decides, well, I'm going to take their brains or whatever and put them in robots. But I think immediately there's a weird Sophie's choice of well, I only got 2 robots. So he's like, all right, my wife and this kid. And then like the wife and the kid don't know they're robots or something. That's all I know from the trailer. I watched 10 or 15 minutes of this. And what's his name's in it too? Thomas Middleditch. He's playing like the scientist. And the dialogue was just like, we have to upload the brains. It was so dumb that I was like, oh, I see what kind of movie this is. I'm out. Forget it.
Well, you know what they say, Tom. North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe.
It was no Johnny Mnemonic.
That was a film, huh?
I've never seen that either. I should go back and watch that.
Yeah. Look, he's in a lot of movies.
Look, he's in a lot of movies and he's a good man.
He does
and he has nice motorcycles. Arch Motorcycles will give them a shout out if you're in the market to buy a probably like $100,000 custom motorcycle.
Yeah, if I was in the market for an expensive motorcycle, or if you were in the market for an expensive motorcycle, Tom, would you go to Keanu Reeves or Billy Joel's custom motorcycle place?
Boy, another Sophie Shores.
Yes. I want to talk more about the motorcycles, but first, if you like the show, hey, be sure to do the thing on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide.
Yes. You can follow us on Twitter at Complete Guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at those things at Your Pal Tim.
And you can find out more about the show in general at tcgt.com. If you want to support the show, support our sponsors, also check out our Patreon. At patreon.com/complete guide. We're neck deep in reading And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie and our spin-off podcast, Books the Podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I have some ideas for Books the Podcast, Tom.
Oh, okay.
That I want to run by you.
Well, look at that.
Mic.
All right. Well, what an exciting tease for everybody.
I want to read a self-help book and just do a one-off on what I've learned from that self-help book. Right?
Yeah, I'd be down for that. All right.
Okay.
Patreon.com/complete guide. Maybe that won't happen, but
I think it will. I'm going to read the book anyway. I want an excuse to read a self-help book because I need some help.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just doing it for my. I'm gonna dunk on it on my podcast.
Is it gonna be The Secret?
It won't be The Secret. I've already read The Secret several times, Tom.
Can you tell me what The Secret is?
Yeah. Well, not here.
Oh, right, of course. I forgot the mics were on. Let me mute the mics real quick.
If you're doing Amazon shopping, tcgte.com/Amazon brings you the same Amazon you know and love. We get a little bit of a cut.
Yeah. That's all the plugs, I think.
Yeah.
Let's talk. And if you're in the market for a motorcycle, what's Billy Joel's motorcycle company called?
Downeaster Alexa Cycles.
Oh, it's not like Uptown Bikes. I will say this: I have zero interest in motorcycles.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves motorcycles look fucking awesome. They are such cool-looking motorcycles.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is so cool. He used to do those demon rides.
What are the demon rides?
It's the same thing that River Phoenix, who was his best friend, used to do.
R.I.P.
You on a demon ride, you ride at night with no headlights.
Ooh,
which
dangerous.
we do not recommend. But they used to do it through like the canyons in like Topanga Canyon or whatever, like
from
those,
Boy Meets World. Yeah,
those winding mountain roads in L.A. They would like leave the Viper room, drunk and high. I don't know, drunk and high. I don't know, but and just go, ride just to feel something, man. With your lights off, and you just do these winding things at top speeds.
Sounds dangerous.
While he was on a demon ride, he smashed into the side of a mountain, and
Keanu Reeves did?
Yeah, and he's hospitalized
dead?
for a week with broken ribs and a ruptured spleen.
Ooh, bad news.
And allegedly, one of the paramedics also dropped the stretcher as they were loading it into the ambulance. Can you imagine that? International superstar Keanu Reeves. You're like, oh shit! Like the fact that that paramedic is probably alive and well speaks a lot to Keanu. Keanu Reeves is probably like, it's all right, man.
It's fine, man. I understand.
It's my fault
I get
for doing
it.
that demon ride.
Yeah, look at this motorcycle. Scroll through there. Look
Wow,
at
Tom.
look at these pictures, man.
Method 143. ARCHmotorcycle.com.
Oh, it might have clicked on the wrong thing. Press forward on the browser.
No, this is right.
Let me see what I showed you. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks like this looks like a heater, like a space heater.
Yeah, it's got a space heater on it.
But
I
like
think.
a space heater that was like manufactured last year.
Wow,
this is a cool motorcycle.
Yeah, see?
And at the bottom it lists the specs: 143CI, 2343cc, S&S cycle,
Yeah, you're not gonna find
T143,
that just
45-degree downdraft, fuel-injected
A
V8
lot of
agent.
motorcycles have updrafts, so that's how you know it's a.
It's got a carbon fiber monocell chassis with an integrated fuel cell.
I'll tell you this. I found out about his motorcycle company because
Carbon fiber aerodynamic fork covers? Fucking kidding me.
yeah, you probably don't even cover your forks.
Oh,
God knows what kind of filth is on there when you're eating.
Limited to 23 units, Tom, so you better act fast.
Man, I'd love to. No, I found out about there was like a video about it. Maybe I like read an article or something about it. And there was a video. And in the video he's talking about the design, and the whole time he's like, "Let me be clear, like I come to meetings and I just sit in meetings." And like I'm just like, "This is cool. This is awesome. I have
I
nothing."
sit in the back, I'm piddling my pud. These guys are doing all the real work.
No, he was completely eschewing any credit. That he was just like, "No, I have nothing to do with this. Yeah, it's my company, but I have nothing to do with it." Or I don't know if it's his company, he's a partner or whatever. He's like, "No, I'm just there and they bring me stuff and I go, oh my God, this is amazing." And then they make it. That's
Billy
it.
Joel claims, I build all these choppers myself.
Yeah. I'm the one who figured out how to make motorcycles. And I told these fucking idiots how to do it.
Hey.
I'm always rapping these guys in the back. Not like that.
Fuck you, Billy Joel. Hey, I hope he's not listening.
Oh no, that's the last thing we need is Billy Joel on our ass. He'll
Listening,
show up at our
hey.
parents' houses.
He'll
Fucking drive
he'll
on the
drive
lawn.
right into the fucking living room.
Hey, you fucking kids are talking about me. You
Not
think you're a
good, really.
fucking tough guy?
You think you're a big shot? Hey,
No,
tequila-
I've just been drinking wine. It's fine.
I'm not an alcoholic. I only drink lots of wine. I'm not drinking beer or whiskey. Tom, to Keanu Reeves, a great man.
Yes.
Maybe next week's episode will be about Keanu Reeves also.
And from now on, it's just about Keanu Reeves until he acquiesces. No, if he came on the show, I'd be so nervous.
Yeah.
I'd be so nervous.
Our new goal is to get a 3-minute interview with Keanu Reeves.
Even then, I'd just be so nervous they'd shoot me 3 times in the groin and then once in the head.
That's the only way you can kill a man.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.